Alright guys, so I officially have been tagged by Buffalo27, Dog in My Lens, and XTatSplatX. Other people might have tagged me, but unfortunately I missed those videos and I did not know of who else might have tagged me. For those of you that are wondering what a tag video is, it's been something that's been going around YouTube now for a very long time. I only knew about it for the past month or so. But basically you got to think of it sort of like a virus where, one person gets infected and they infect 5 other people, and those 5 people each infect 5 other people, so sort of like a zombie apocalypse or something. But think of it in YouTube form where, one person tags 5 people. It starts off with one guy that tagged 5 people, and each one of those people have to give 5 random facts about themselves, and it just keeps spreading and spreading and spreading, and it so happens that it finally spread to the community that we have going here now. So, started off, I gotta start giving my random facts, and the first one is that I am a extremely huge fan of Hayao Miyazaki's films, and as well as his Studio Ghibli. I have a lot of the DVDs, and it started off maybe about 11 or 12 years ago when I first saw Princess Mononoke. It was a bootleg VHS tape, and I loved this movie. I have now seen this probably maybe 40 times or more. I really love this movie. I think the art direction and the story and the characters are excellent. Basically, Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli are a Japanese anime company that, they produce their films. Now, Hayao Miyazaki is the director of many of these. However, sometimes Studio Ghibli takes over and just does the movies without him at the director's helm, and they all turn out to be just as good. But Princess Mononoke, my personal favorite. I recommend all of these films. Howl's Moving Castle, Grave of the Fireflies, Castle in the Sky, My Neighbor the Yamadas, Porco Rosso, Tales from Earthsea, this one was okay, Whispers of the Heart, The Cat Returns, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. I highly recommend this one to anybody out there that really likes, fantasy tales and stories. This is a great movie to check out. My Neighbor Totoro. This is another one of the early ones that I saw by him. And as a kid, I didn't really realize that Miyazaki had put out, more than one video besides Princess Mononoke. And this is one of the early ones that I saw. Castle of Cagliostro and Spirited Away, another one of my personal favorites. I love these films. Some of them I've watched much more than others. Spirited Away I've seen a ton. Princess Mononoke, Totoro. Others, like Whisper of the Heart, I haven't seen as much. The only ones I have not seen are Pom Poko and Kiki's Delivery Service. Alright, another random fact about myself is that I have never fully completed Super Mario Bros. 3 from beginning to end. As a kid, I played this a lot, and it was hard. There's no denying that when you're little, this game is pretty tough. And as I got older, I still never completed it in one sitting. I mean, I was never crazy about playing this, every day and in and out. Maybe because when I was younger, I didn't have a Nintendo for a very long time. I had a Genesis, and even once I got my Nintendo and I finally got this game, I still could not beat this game in one sitting. It's a challenging game, you have to admit. So not really embarrassed to say that, but it's still an awesome game. I have beat it, but never in one entire sitting. Another random fact about myself is that I am left-handed, and while it's not that big of a deal at all, writing isn't quite annoying sometimes because my hand drags over what I'm writing. The biggest annoyance for that is trying to play a DS, because when you're left-handed, you can't use the D-pad to move. All right, so people that are right-handed, when you say you're playing a shooting game, or a game that makes you use the stylus as your main control scheme, I have to use these buttons here so that I can use my left hand with the stylus. So essentially, I'm supposed to be playing like this, where I move with my left hand here, and then I use my right hand to, move up and left and around. This is for aiming, and this is moving. Totally, it's terrible. It's really hard for left-handed people, because I'm really trying to force myself recently to try and get used to using my right hand for the stylus, and I'm kind of getting used to it. I was doing that with Moon on the DS, but it's still extremely annoying. I don't really watch too much TV, but when I do, I'm a huge fan of GSN, the channel GSN. It's basically a game show channel where it's not, video games, but it's, stuff like Chain Reaction and Lingo, and all these different game shows that they kind of just play all day long, and I can sit there for a couple of hours and watch it. Basically, when I'm bored and I watch TV, that's the first channel I flip on, and it really never gets boring for me. like Let's Make a Deal. That's a classic show right there. Family Feud. It's got a lot of great stuff on there. It's a good time waster. I used to watch a lot of Horror HD, but that channel no longer exists where I am. Besides that, G4 I watch sometimes. I enjoy watching Cops on there, and X-Play. But beyond that, I don't really watch too much TV. Another random fact about myself is that despite, I own a lot of horror movies, and I love horror movies. I probably have, like, upstairs, downstairs, 150 different horror movies or more, and I've seen many more than that from rentals and everything. But I just cannot bring myself anymore to play scary games. Like, this game here probably did it in for me, Resident Evil on the GameCube. Before I played this, I didn't really have too much of a problem playing some of the scarier games out there. But this game, maybe it was the graphics, but man, I got creeped the hell out where the part comes up where you first hear like this, I forget exactly what they call them, whatever the zombie is, where they like screech and they have the long claws and the red eyes and they like run really fast. Right around there, I shut the game off. I knew they were coming up and I couldn't deal with the pressure anymore of having to face one of them things, so I shut this game off. And from here on out, I have not been a big fan of survival horror games. Like, I cannot stand games that creep the heck out of me. I don't know what it is. I enjoy horror movies. They really don't scare me. Very few horror movies scare me, and I enjoy, like, all those crazy movies. But horror games, like the Silent Hill games, even Resident Evil 4. I bought Resident Evil 4, and I could barely make it an hour in. I call me, whatever you want, but playing horror games that scare the hell out of me, it's really, really tough for me to do that now. Alright guys, so now it's my turn to tag 5 people. And, since I am a little bit late on getting this video out, most of the people that I would have tagged have already been tagged. But I still got a list of people here that I'd like to see a tag video from. First person being Weapon XSJ. Next person, Lots of Games. 412 Caramel. I know Caramel has been plugged before, but I definitely want to see him come back and make a tag video. A Gray Plays. He's been tagged as well, but I still want to see his tag video. And Anything Video Games. He's also on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but supposedly he might be back soon, so I want to see a tag video from you as well. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again.